Hi, my name's Leslie English and I'm one of the librarians supporting the Faculty of Science and Technology. I've created 3 videos to use alongside dissertation writing workshops for MSc students in the faculty. The material in the videos will support you in carrying out a literature review and include how to plan your review, how to use library resources such as OneSearch and subject databases, how to structure a review, bringing reading into your writing, and how to access support through the library and learning development teams. In the videos you will find a few activities and you may want to pause the video and carry out these before you continue. So what's the purpose of a literature review? You may have written a literature review before for your undergraduate dissertation, in which case this is a quick recap. The purpose of the literature review is to demonstrate an in-depth understanding of your topic, key concepts, significant authors, terminology and theories. To discuss research that's been carried out that's related to your project area or uses similar methodologies. You might want to focus on similar problems, approaches and identify any gaps or limitations in this research. What's key here is that it's not just a description of these studies, but that you are critically analysing the existing body of research and synthesising your reading. Don't just list the authors, for example, A did, B did, C did, and make sure that you include the so what. Make it clear why this study or theory is relevant. Also, think about how studies relate. Synthesise your reading. A review needs to clearly summarise how your research builds upon the previous research, fills gaps, and addresses methodological limitations, for example. A really useful ebook that you can access through OneSearch, the library's discovery tool, is called Dissertation Writing into Practice, Turning Ideas into Text. So in the next activity you'll be starting to think about your topic and identifying search terms. Sometimes it's difficult to know which words or search terms to use. A key part of this process is reading. Look at the author's keywords, subject headings, and the abstract. Identify broader terms. This will help when you are looking for ebooks and journal titles. By identifying synonyms or similar terminology, you can make sure that you don't miss key papers because the author used a different expression. As soon as you've chosen or have been allocated your dissertation topic, you can start planning your literature search. Write down your project title and the topics that this includes and that you'll need to research. Start to note down any synonyms or alternative terminology that you've come across in your background reading. You may want to pause the video here. Before we go on, let's think about your information needs. What are you going to be searching for? Okay, you're probably watching this video as you're researching for a literature review. But at the start of the process, you may be carrying out background reading to find out more about the topic, or you may be looking to answer one particular question. The type of information you need may determine where you look for it. While this video and the workshop focus on finding academic literature, books, journal articles and conference proceedings, you may need to find your information in primary sources such as commercial sources or lab results. What is primary information in your context? What is your data? You may want to find secondary sources. Journal articles and review papers can be secondary data if they're interpreting others' research. Or you may want to look for a definition or summary in a tertiary source such as an encyclopedia. We'll come back to this shortly. So you may want to define limits before you start searching, to narrow down your search and try to reduce information overload. Think about a date range. It's useful to have a reason for this. For example, do you want to search for any research since a seminal paper was published, say 30 years ago? It may be that your project will focus on a particular country or region. Do you only want to search for research focusing on that area? Do you just want to find papers written in English, or are you multilingual? Are you looking for a particular document type, for example, peer-reviewed articles rather than preprints? Okay, so now it's your turn, where you can start to think about your information needs. Do you need primary or original sources? secondary or tertiary sources? What don't you want? Is the date of creation important? Do you need material in a specific language or from a particular geographical area? You may want to pause the video now. The next video will focus on using library resources.